Boston, Massachusetts. 389. If you can't drink a cup of tea, you must be lovesick. Labrador. 390. Stub your toe, see your beau. Massachusetts and Maine. 391. If 4 persons cross hands in shaking hands on taking leave, one will marry before the year is out. Prince Edward Island, Eastern Massachusetts, and New York. 392. If hands are crossed at the table while passing a dish, a wedding will follow. The top hand belongs to the person who will be married. Pennsylvania. 393. To have 2 teaspoons in a saucer signifies marriage in a year. 394. If a gentleman stayed to dinner and by accident got 2 knives, 2 forks, or 2 spoons at his plate, he would be married within a year and there was no help for it. Connecticut. 395. Knock over your chair on rising from the table and you won't get married that year. Peabody, Massachusetts, New York, and Talladega, Alabama. 396. If a girl sew a button on the clothing of a marriageable man, she will marry him within the year. New England. 397. If you have a dress with rings for a figure in it, it is a sign that you will be married before it is worn out. New York. 398. If you have hearts in a figure in a dress or in a shawl, you will be married before it is worn out. New York. 399. If you have a new dress and there are roses in it, the person who owns the dress will be married before the dress is worn out. Salem, Massachusetts. 400. Pins in the front of a dress waist are a sign that the wearer will be an old maid. New Hampshire. 401. If, in making a dress, the thread kinks badly, the person for whom it is made will either die or get married before the dress is worn out. Alabama. 402. If you have a dress tried on, and any pin catches in the underclothing, every pin means that it is a year before you will be married. Hence, dressmakers are especially careful to pin the dress in such a way that it will slip off easily. Boston, Massachusetts. 403. If you have good success in building a fire, you will have a smart husband. If bad success, a lazy husband. St. John, New Brunswick, and Ohio. 404. If a lock of hair over the forehead, a widow's lock, be cut before marriage, the girl will be a widow. Labrador. 405. Get a lady friend to knit you a yellow garter. She must ask a gentleman unknown to you to knit 10 rows. You will meet and marry the gentleman within a year. 406. The exchange of 1 yellow garter means a proposal in 6 months. Washington, D.C. 407. If a girl wears a yellow garter, which has been given to her, every day for a year, or every day and night for 6 months, at the end of that time she will be married. Montreal. 408. If you burn a lover's letter, he will never marry you. Central Maine. 409. If at a dinner a single person is inadvertently placed between 2 married people, husband or wife, it means marriage for him or her within a year. 410. If you pass between 2 men on the street, you'll marry both of them sometime. Champaign, Illinois. 411. If you drop a knitting needle, you won't be married during the present year. 412. If you break many needles in a garment, it will be worn at a wedding. 413. If you draw blood from the prick of a needle while making a garment, it is a sign you will be kissed the first time you wear it. Boston, Massachusetts. 414. Should needles break while sewing on a new garment, it is a sign that the owner will be married before it is worn out. New York. 415. When a young man goes to see a girl for the first time, and the signs of the zodiac are in the heart, they will one day marry. Harmony, Maine. 416. If you step on a cigar stub, you will marry the first man you meet. Salem, Massachusetts. 417. 2 spoons in a cup is the sign of a wedding. Bathurst, New Brunswick, and Wisconsin. 418. If you get 2 spoons in your cup or saucer, you'll marry a second husband or wife. 419. If a couple out walking together stumble, it is a sign that they will be married. Labrador. 420. Sit on the table, married before you're able. Mattawamkeag, Maine. 421. If a girl gets the last piece of bread on a plate at the table, she will have a handsome husband. Massachusetts. 422. If all of 3 dishes at the table are eaten, all of the unmarried people at the table will be married within the year. Northern Massachusetts. 423. If the tea kettle boils, you will boil your beau away, is an old saying. Salem, Massachusetts. 424. If you have a cup of tea handed to you, and there are little bits floating on the top, they represent the number of husbands you will have, 1, 2, or 3. 425. A girl that takes her thimble to the table will be an old maid. Northern Ohio. 426. 3 in a row, meet your beau. The one in the middle will have him. Massachusetts. 427. 3 lamps in a row. The one who sets down the third will be soon married. Massachusetts. 428. 3 lamps in a row foretell a wedding in the family. New York. 429. To look into a tumbler when you are drinking is a sign that you will be an old maid. If you look over the side, you are a flirt. Massachusetts. 430. To wash the hands under a pump denotes that you will be a widow. Chestertown, Maryland. End of Section 6.